ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। Today's verse is Mahakramo, Mahakarma. Mahakramaha. Kramaha. Kramaha means step. Krama means step. Step means Pada Vikshepam. That is what Shankara writes. Padasya Vikshepam. The throwing of the leg. You take one step at a time. That is called Vikshepa. Kshepa means to place. Vikshepa means place ahead. Throw ahead. Vikshepa. So Pada Vikshepa means placing the head, placing the leg ahead. Then he is quoting a Shruti there. Shamno mitrasham varunaha shanno bhavatvaryama shanna indro bruhaspatihi shanno vishnurukramaha. Urukramaha Vishnuhu. That is the adjective for Vishnu in that Vedic sentence. Vishnu is described as Urukramaha. Uru means big. Kramaha means Padavikshepa. Step. So one whose step is huge. Why is his step huge? Because he is huge. Vyat Vishnu Padam Vachyam. His entire step is covered by the sky. So he is a huge person. He's not like a small, like our step. If you take a step, nobody will even know. Because we are Alpa Kramaha. Whereas he is Urukramaha. Hence, Tadrishaha Vishnu Naha Sham. Sham means Sukha Hetuhu. Sukha Hetu means cause of happiness. May that Vishnu causes happiness. That is a prayer. But in that prayer, he is described as Urukrama. Urukrama, one who has very wide step. Hence, he is called as Mahakramaha. So, Maha means Vistirnaha, wide. Kramaha means Padavikshepaha, footstep. So, one whose footsteps are very wide because he is huge. So,
Uru means?
Uru means huge.
Uruvarukam. That Uru is also huge.
No, that is not Uru. That is Urvaru.
Okay, that's a different one.
Cucumber. Eh? It is the name of it's the name of a vegetable. Urvaru.
That's the one that comes in that mantra.
Urvarukam. Yeah, Urvarukam. Ka is just like Bala and Balaka. Both are the same. A smaller boy is called Balaka. Like that, Urvaru, a small Urvaru is called Urvarukam. Urvaru and Urvarukam is same. Here is just Uru. So, when he took this avatara of Vamana, Trivikrama avatara, 3V Krama, 3V Krama, 3 special steps. 2 steps he finished Bali, third one he made him surrender. So that is why he is called as Mahakramaha. In other words, this Mahakrama word describes the Saguna, the Vamana avatara of Mahavishnu. Shamno Vishnu Rukrama iti Shrutehe. Shamno Vishnu Rukrama iti Shrutehe. So Mahakramaha is over now. Next is Mahakarma. Mahakarma means one whose actions are great. Maha means great, Vistirnam. Karma means action. So we are all Alpakarma. Actually we are Akarma. Meaning the soul, the Atma by nature is Akarta. We are not doing anything. What is doing? All the shariras, the Sukshma Sharira, Sthula Sharira and Karana Sharira. They are the Karana Sharira is the Karta and the Bhokta. The real you is not an actor. The real you is Akarta, Abhokta. So similarly, Brahman is also Kartrutva Rahitam. Na Kartrutvam, na Karmani. He does not have any karma or subjectivity. But still he is called as Mahakarma. Meaning he is a Srishtikarta. He creates this world. Then why is it called Mahakarma? Because normally when you do karma, you have to take this subjectivity. You have to think that you are the doer. Without the sense of doership, you cannot accomplish things. You are coming to the class means you are thinking that you are the goer. You are the person who goes there. Unless you assume that doership, you cannot accomplish the act of going. But in his case, he does not have to do anything to accomplish this act of creation. He can create just by will. Nirvyaparopi nishkaranam aja bhajase yat kriyam ikshanakyam. Ikshana means looking. Just by srishti, he is able to create the entire creation. That is why it is called Mahakarma. Your karma is not like that. Your karma bahulayasa siddham. There is a lot of ayasa involved. There is a lot of... But in his case, it is Mahakarma. There is absolutely no effort. Why? Because merely by his sankalpa, he brings out this entire creation. That's what he writes there. Jagat Utpatti Adi Karma Asya. That is called Mahakarma. Why it is Maha? Because he does not have any action involved. Without acting, he is able to accomplish it.
So he doesn't have any action involved, but also he doesn't have any ownership to the action.
Correct.
Both. Or
No, if
Because
there is action, there is ownership.
But
When do you say it's my act? Then there is no act, there is no my. The moment you say no action, there is also no mindness. Kartrutvam, in order to be have kartrutvam, in order to have subjectivity, first there should be a subject action divide. When the fact that action itself is not there, naturally kartrutvam also goes away.
But when you're talking about karma, you're already talking about the saguna aspect. So then there is an action, like creation is the saguna aspect.
Yeah.
So then there is an action.
There are actions where you don't have to exert yourself, like Bhagavan's creation. That is a very bad example because that is the thing we are talking about. The example would be sleeping and dreaming.
Yeah. Yes.
So in dreaming you don't do any, seemingly there is no effort. The person is lying down in the bed and then he is going to some place and coming back. So without any movement, everything is accomplished. Similarly, he is also Jagad Utpatyadi Karma Vina Cheshta. Without any action, he is able to accomplish. So the only action he does is Sankalpam. What is the action he does? Like when you go and do puja in the temple, the only action you do is, my gotra is this, my name is this. That's all you do. The entire puja is done by two hands. You are not doing anything. So that merely by sankalpa you can actually do things without getting involved in the action itself. Similarly, he also, the only vyapara, the only karma, mahakarma, he is doing is ikshanam and sankalpaha. First sankalpa and then ikshanam. First he does sankalpa, then he looks at Mahalakshmi. That's Maya. Then Maya accomplishes the entire thing. So when you say this story, you have to understand what it is. Maya accomplishing the entire creation means, in the Brahman, the whole creation is seen. It is adhyastam. It is being superimposed. The act of superimposition is creation. There is nothing other than that. Just like in your dream, what is going on in your dream? You are superimposing Cleveland in your mind. You are superimposing those objects, the sky, the trees, everything is superimposed by you inside your self. Similarly, Bhagavan also wishes, he does sankalpa, and this Maya Shakti, agadita gatana patiyasi, that's what Maya is. She can make impossible possible. Agadita means impossible. Gatana patiyasi means capable of making it possible. She can make any impossible thing possible. So that is why he is called as Mahakarma. So Mahakarma, you should understand, it is not an action. Mahakarma means it is a state of freedom where things are accomplished merely by wishing. That is the kind of action Vishnu has. It's a very beautiful state where you just merely visualize and things happen. So that's what he says. Mahat. What is Mahat? Jagat utpatyadi karma. Asya asti iti mahakarma. One who has this great act of creation without any action. That is why he is called as Mahakarma. Mahakramo, Mahakarma. Mahatejaha. So Mahatejaha means Yadiyena Tejasa Tejasvinaha Bhaskaraadayaha Tat Tejaha. The lot of enlightening things in this world like sun, moon, etc., they draw their light from whom? That is why he is called as Mahatejaha. Yena Suryastapati Tejasa Iddhaha. Surya gets all his brilliance from this consciousness. It is Shrutehe. Bhagavad Gita also. Yadadityagatam tejaha jagat bhasayate khilam. The entire world is lit by sun and his brilliance is drawn from Brahman. Iti Bhagavad Vajanacha Mahatejaha. One who has the great brilliance, which is the cause of all brilliance. Yeah.
This has come before.
Yes.
Mahadyutihi is the same meaning?
Mahadyutihi, yes.
And then
The idea has come before. The word has not.
Word.
The mantra is for the first time.
Gabasthini.
Right. So Mahatejaha means one who is the source of all light. The next one is Mahoragaha. Uraga means snake. Urasa Gachadi, one who moves by the body. Oh, one more meaning for Mahatejaha. Krauryadi dharmaihi alankrito va. Tejaha means brilliance. Brilliance is scorching heat. Tejaha means what? If you go to India now, you can feel that. Scorching heat. That is called Mahatejas. That belongs to Surya. So he also scorches. Whom does he scorch? Kraurya, Shauryadi, Bhir, Dharmaihi. By extreme cruelty, he scorches the evil people. At that time, he becomes Tejasvi. He enhances his brilliance. Taihi Dharmaihi Samalankritaha. One who is endowed with that.
That is like Tvashta.
Hmm?
Twashta is the same?
Twashta is the name of Surya. Twashta is the name of Surya.
That is the aspect that scorches.
Yes. Here Tejaha means brilliance. Brilliance scorches. Scorches whom? Dushtan. So what is the meaning of Kraura Shaurya Adibihi? So Shaurya means valor. The act of being powerful. That is Shauryam, Shura. What is Adi? Adi means one who is not overcome by another person's Shaurya. So he overcomes everybody by his Shaurya, but he is never overcome by another person's Shaurya. That is the meaning of Adi. Mahadbihi Sabalagradha. All these great dharmas. What is the meaning of dharma here? Dharma means attribute, quality. What is the meaning of dharma? Attribute. So these gunas, dharma means guna. These gunas sit in him. That is why he is called as Mahatejaha. First one is Mahatejaha means one who gives light to the entire universe. The second one is one who scorches the bad people. And one who cannot be scorched by the bad people. One who cannot be conquered by the bad people. This is the reason he is called Mahatejaha. When a person walks in, if he has tejas, meaning a kind of brilliance, a lot of makeup and all, people just watch. So that is physical taken aback. The person, the entire situation is like lit up by that person's physical brilliance. It is all your idea of brilliance. Sometimes you think that if a person has all this Bhasmadharana or Gopi Chandan, he has a mala, he throws his hands up, you will consider that as brilliance, physical brilliance. So it's all in your mind, what your idea of brilliance. But generally, a very shining face and all, that can evoke that idea of tejas. But sometimes the person can look very ordinary, very unassuming, like Agastya, very short, with a hunchback and all. But you know the power of his mind. You know that he's a very knowledgeable person. Then he can evoke that brilliance. The brilliant guy is coming. Like Stephen Hawking, like he's sitting in a wheelchair. But when he comes, the kind of exuberance he invokes in your mind, because you know. So it's always the onlooker who evokes this. Brilliance is invoked in this onlooker by his idea. So that is what it is. The first one is physical brilliance. He gives light to the sun. The second one is Shaurya. That is his valor. Valor, you cannot have it like two horns or anything. It is in that person perceived by this perceiver. He understands it. So, in other words, it is internal. The second one is internal. The first one is external.
Like beauty is in the eyes of the beholder.
Exactly. But also the beholder should have something. It is not purely like the onlooker is mad, a madman. It is invoked because of the internal shauryam or dharma of that thing being looked upon. That is why he said both the meaning. So that is Kraurya Shauryaadibir dharmaihi alankritaha. So dharma is internal. It is something which is invisible, but invoked by upon the onlooker, by his presence. The next one is Mahoragaha. Mahanscha asau ragascha. So the great serpent, Maha means great, Vistirnaha. So normal serpents are like 10 foot, maximum 20 foot. But this serpent is like longer than the anaconda. His name is Vasuki. How do you know? He says in the Gita, Sarpanam asmi Vasukihi. Among all the Sarpas, I am Vasuki. So there is no greater serpent than Vasuki. That is why he is called as Mahoragaha. Anything that is best, that is Vishnu, including snakes. So Mahoragaha, the great serpent. Iti Bhagavad Vachanat.
Not Sheshnag would be the biggest serpent, but that's wrong.
No, Vasuki. Vasuki is the big.
Vasuki was used to
Yeah,
the
churn the
Churn
ocean.
ocean,
Yeah.
not Seshnath. So yeah, Vasuki is bigger.
Vasuki only has one head. Shesha has 1,000. So when it comes to head, Shesha is better. But length-wise, size-wise, Vasuki. So Vasuki is the Vibhuti of Bhagavan. So he says, I am Vasuki. Among snakes, I am Vasuki. Does he say Anandaschasmi Nagana? Vasuki is a Sarpa and Ananda is a Naga. We have to verify that. Okay.
What is the difference? Is it different?
Yeah, there is a difference.
Naga is a type of a serpent. right?
Yeah,
Yeah, Nag is a type.
Yeah.
it is a type. There is a difference.
But Nag,
See, the long grain and basmati, both are rice. What is it? It is a type. When you say type, that is different.
No, but
Type means different.
Sarpa would be the rice, and Nag would be like the long grain rice.
Correct.
It would be a subtype.
But there is subtle difference between Naga and Sarpa.
like not physical difference, there's some other difference between them. Like what? I don't know.
Like a cobra and maybe something else. Is that what you mean?
Physical,
Cobra is like a
it is not
specific-
physical difference, it is the, it's a clan. Naga is a separate, it's a separate clan.
Nagaland.
Naga Baba then or Sarpa Baba.
Like Ulupi, right? Ulupi, wasn't she a Naga?
Yeah, she was a Naga princess.
Naga princess.
Bhujanga has come. Is it a word?
This has also come before. Has
Bhujanga.
Uragaha, yeah,
Uragaha has also come before.
yes, Bhujangamaha,
Bhujanga.
Bhujangamaha.
There it was Sheshnath.
Then it was a Naga. Here it is a Sarpa. There is subtle difference between a Naga and a Sarpa. That is the whole idea. Even in normal snakes, are there no difference? Like some snake has two heads, back and forth. Some serpents can actually make a hood,
No,
and some cannot make it.
I think what we're
But
saying
they're all serpents.
They are all serpents.
they're all
That's
serpents.
we're thinking from that point of view.
Yeah,
Okay.
Nag is a type of serpent, like cobra is a type of serpent.
Right.
Serpent.
But they are all sarpas.
They're all serpents.
Serpents. Yeah. There is a difference between Sarpa and Naga.
So Naga is not a subtype of Sarpa.
They are all reptiles. They are all reptiles.
So Naga is not a type of Sarpa.
No.
No, Naga is separate.
Naga is a kind of.
Sarpa is separate.
Why you say kind of Sarpa? Because when you say Basmati is a kind of rice, you have to. You don't know Basmati, you know long grain. In order to show the similarity, that's all. But they are starkly different. If you are South Indian.
You can't make those sounds.
Or idli.
Now I get it.
So, Mahoragaha means Vasukihi. Mahoragaha means Vasukihi. Meaning Bhagavad Vibhutihi. Bhagavan's Vibhuti. Iti Bhagavad Vachanat. Mahoragaha. The next one is Maha Kratuhu. Kratuhu means a havan, a yaga, which lasts for many days, months, years. That is called Mahakrituhu. Like what? Yatha Ashwamedha Krituhu. Like Ashwamedha, if you start it, it's not over in one day. It will go on and on until the Ashwa remains unconquered. The moment it is conquered, it comes to an end. So they keep on fighting, it goes on. It's a long haul. That is what they mean by Mahakrituhu. How do you know? We know it by Manuvachanam, Manusmriti. Ethashvamedha Kriturat. Rat means Raja. Among all the yagas, the king of the yaga is Ashwamedha. Iti Manuvachanat. Sopi Sayeveti Stutihi. Vishnu himself is that Ashwamedha. Vishnu verily is that yaga.
Mahamakhaha. was the same thing as this?
Yeah. See, they are all makham is when in a yaga you involve yupa.
Oh,
Dharma yupa.
Yeah. Then yajva, mahayajva. The next one. After Mahakrito, who is it? He is mahayajva. Yajva means a person who performs the sacrifice. Meaning sacrificer. Yajva means the person who does it. So Kratu is yaga, yajva is yajna karta, the doer. So what does he say? Mahas chaso yajva cheti. Loka sangrahartam yajnan nirvartayan. And why does he do this yaga? What is the purpose of Vishnu doing yaga? Loka sangrahartam, to teach the world. Otherwise people in the world will not do. They will say it's evening, let us go for a movie. We won't do any yaga. So in order to set an example, in order to make people understand the importance of yaga, he does it and shows. Iti Mahayajva. When is he doing all this? In Ramavatara. When he became Rama, he did Agnihotra, he did Ashwamedha. All the great yagas were performed by Rama. That is why he is called as Mahayajva. Loganugrahartham yajnanam anushtanam karoti. In order to bless the world, bless means showing. As Narayana, he sits and meditates in Badari. So he is showing the way of dhyana. Similarly, as Rama, he performs this yaga and he becomes this yajva. He himself becomes a sacrificer. That way, setting an example for the loka. Loka means the world. That is the meaning of loka sangrahartham. Loka sangraha means gathering the world. How do you gather the world? By telling them, by teaching them, by showing them. When you show them, they gather behind you and they pick it up. Sangraha means picking up. So in order to, that upliftment is not like Jesus saves you. That it is acharanam. There is a difference. There is no water turning into wine. There is no miracle. There is only learning and doing. That is the whole idea. That is how Lokasangraha. He comes and does himself. All the acharas, all the difficulties, he himself undergoes. He goes to the forest because his dad told him. He does the yaga because it is a time of Kratu. That is why he is Mahayajva, the great performer. People who do Agnihotra and all, they will be very excited with this kind of names of Vishnu. So they will feel like, oh, Vishnu also is Agnihotri. We are the same clan. So it's very exciting for them, people who do Havan.
Yajnakrit was...
Yajnakrit means one who does yajna. Yajnam karoti iti yajnakrit. It will come later.
Mahayajva is also...
Mahayajva is yajnakrit. Yes.
Yajnakrit.
Yeah. Yajva means yajnakrit. Yajva means what? Yajnakrit. That's what he says. Lokasangrahartam yajnan nirvartayan. Nirvartayan means doing. Nirvartayan means kurvan. Yajnani kurvan yajva, meaning yajnakrit. Yajnan nirvartayan mahayajva. That is why he is doing. In other words, why is he so taking this Lokasangraham? Because he has no purpose. Rama does not want any Swarga. The only purpose for him is to show them. So that they will know that later when they come, they will know, oh, Rama also did Ashwamedha, so I had to do. Ramavat vartitavyam, nadu Ravanavat. I had to behave like Rama, not like Kumbhakarna. So in order to show that, that is called Loka Sangraham. Sangraham means collecting. A leader collects. How does a leader collect? By showing the way. Leading the way means doing. By being that. He is the point of reference for the entire world. That is the meaning of Sangraham. Sangraham literally means Samyak Grahanam. holding them together. It is like an unseen hand of love and affection and respect. That is how he holds them. For that purpose, in order to invoke, he has to undergo yajnam. Yajnam means sacrifice. Sacrifice means pain. The sacrificer has to undergo sacrifice, pain. Only by that pain he can invoke that Lokasangraha. Hence, yajnan nirvartayan, by doing, he is Mahayajva. This yajva is also a very, grammatically a very interesting word. Like if you say yajnaha, it's very easy, like Rama Shabda. Ramaha, Ramo, Ramaha. Yajnaha, Yajno, Yajnaha. Yajno vai Vishnu. But yajva is yajvan Shabda. It will be like yajva, yajvano, yajvanaha. Yajvanam, yajvano, yajvanaha. It's a very different declination. So it's a little bit different than the normal words. Mahayajva, which is Mahayajvan Shabda. Chaturthi would be Mahayajvane Namaha. Chaturthi would be Mahayajvane. Not like Yajnaya Namaha. It's not easy. Mahayajvane Namaha. So that is the meaning of Mahayajva. The next one is Mahayajnaha. So Yajnaha means what? Giving. Yajnaha means giving. Giving means what? Dravya Yajnaha. You can give a substance. Jnana Yajnaha. You can give knowledge. Tapo Yajnaha. You can sit and meditate. You are giving that meditation to whom? To your Ishta. Then Havir Yajnaha, where you can put lotus petals in the Agnigunta. So all these different kinds of yajnas are all yajna. But he is Mahayajna. There is one kind of yajna which is Mahat, which is greater than all other yajnas. Like Vasuki is the best among all Sarpas. This Mahayajna is the best of all yajnas. What is that Mahayajna? That Mahayajna is called Japa Yajna. Japa means Vedadhyanam. What is the meaning of Japa? For Shankara it is not Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. That means everybody can do. Why? Because Krishna says that. Yajnanam Japa Yajnosmi. Among all the different kinds of yajnas, I am Japa Yajna. Hence that is Mahayajna. The next one is Mahanshaso Yajnasyed Japa Yajnaha, Mahayajnaha. Yajnanam Japa Yajnosmi iti Bhagavat Vajanat. The next one is Mahahavihi. Havihi means offering. What is the meaning of Havihi? Offering. Havan means the act of offering. Kundam means where the offering is done. So how is, what is Vishnu offering to everybody? Where is he offering? So when you say Havan, there is Havan Kund. That is the locus of your offering. And what you are offering? Ghee. Or whatever you are offering, rice. So that is your Havis. So you are offering the Havi in the Havana Kundam. In the case of Vishnu, what is that he is offering? He is everything. He says, the entire creation is offered in him. The entire creation is offered in Vishnu. That is why he is called as Mahahavihi. Mahascha tad havischa, that great offering. Brahmatmani sarvam jagat tad atmataya huyate. When you are sleeping and dreaming, the entire thing is offered in yourself. Similarly, each and every offering in this world is being offered in Mahavishnu. So your offering is called Atmani. The entire is called Brahmatmani. The entire Atma is called as Brahmatmani. That's what he is writing. Brahmatmani Sarvam Ahutam. What is Sarvam? Sarvam Jagat. This entire creation. This entire creation is offered in Brahman. That's why he is called as Mahahavihi. Brahmatmani Sarvam Jagat Tad Atmataya Huyate. iti Mahahavihi.
When they say this, they're not just referring to this creation. They are referring to all the 14 worlds, all the other Brahman. They're referring to all of that.
They are referring to the act of yogis here. Here, the yogi offers the entire Jagat in Brahman. So, Mahahavis means offering. And that great offering is what? Vishnu. There is only one truth. That which is offered is Vishnu. Where you are offering is also Vishnu. That's what we say, no, Brahmarpanam Brahmahavihi. But who is doing this entire thing? The person who is doing meditation. When you say Mahahavihi, that yogi who is envisaging the entire universe is not leaving out anybody. It's an act of yogi.
Okay, so this
Yeah.
is from a yogi's perspective.
Yes,
Okay.
correct. There are only three perspectives, right? Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagavan. So this is from the perspective of yogi.
So that is like
It is an act of resolving the entire visible and invisible universe in Brahman. What are they doing in Mahahavi? Brahmatmani. Brahmatma means what? The huge Atma. Brihattamam Atma is called Brahmatma. And what is being offered? Jagat. Your puny little world. Why it is a little world? Because there are so many entire worlds in the creation. Known and unknown worlds are there. But whatever you are able to envisage, one thought comes. A flower thought. What is that flower thought? Worldly thought. So all these thoughts which are coming is called mind. That entire mind, the yogi, what does he do? He picks it up and puts it in Brahman. The entire thing which is coming in his mind is called Jagat. Why it is called Jagat? Because Gachati. It keeps on moving. One thought doesn't stay in your mind. It comes up, goes. Comes up, goes. So every thought wave is called Jagat. What is Jagat? The entire thought wave. So these thought waves, the yogi picks it up and offers it in Brahman. Why? Tad Atmadaya. Because it is indeed Brahman which is all this. All this is what? All that is Brahman. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. Everything is Vishnu. Hence he has to offer it back to Vishnu. So the whole Mahahavi exercise is from the perspective of a yogi who is in the business of Manolaya. He is doing that Manolaya, the act of resolving his thoughts and mind into Vishnu. So that is Mahahavihi. It is all brought up in this simple sentence. Brahmatmani sarvam jagad tadatmateya huyate. In Brahman, the entire jagat is being offered because tadatmateya. The entire world is nothing but the Brahman. Iti Mahahavihi.
So Laya means wave.
Laya means resolve. Sthiti means maintains. Srishti means create. So I ask you to think about a banana. When I told you that, immediately you create the banana in your mind. Did you create the picture? How does the banana look like? Like a banana. And then you try to keep it. You don't want a tomato to enter. So you stop the tomato and keep the banana thought in your mind. That is called sthiti. And later, when you get a phone call, this banana slips away from your mind. That slipping away is called, where did the banana come in the first place? It came from your mind. And where did it go back? It went back into your own mind. In your own being, the thought has risen from your being and it went back into your being. That going back is called layam. Layam comes from the verb liyate, leenam. What was that doing? yogi doing? Dhyana linaha. He was immersed in dhyanam. Linaha means getting involved. Laya means resolved. It's a kind of involution, going back into the source. Whatever the source was, like the bubbles come up from the water. Their coming up is called creation. And the bubble resolved. It just breaks and goes back and becomes water. That is called layam. We call it pralayam. What do you call it? Because the entire thing is not just one bubble. The entire thing is gone. That's why it is called pralayam. If a single thing is gone, then it is called layam. When you say you hear music and there was manolayam, he had layam in music. What they mean is all the thoughts were resolved in that one single sound. So that is what layam means. Layam means resolving. That is what happens when Rudra does his work. People call him destroyer. He is not a destroyer. He is what? Layakarta. Whatever was brought out by Brahma, the force of creation, it is taken back by. So there is no negativity involved. When you say God is a destroyer, it is like something furious and angry, with full of hatred and vengeance. That is not the idea of Rudra. He just takes it back. In order to exhaust your karma, you brought you out. Why did you bring it out? The entire Jagat was brought out so that these jivas can exhaust their karma. Once the karma is exhausted, he takes it back. And he knows the samaya. That is why he is called Samayajnaha. He knows when to do this srishti and when to do this laya. That is the meaning of laya. So, Mahahavihi means this manolaya of the yogi. The yogi is trying to resolve the entire Jagat in Vishnu, because Vishnu is the source of the entire Jagat. Since everything comes from Vishnu, he offers it back to it. Brahmarpanam Brahmahavihi Brahmagno Brahmanahutam Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam. He has to go to Brahman. How? Brahma, Karma, Samadhina. Brahma means learning the Vedas. Karma means going to the classes. Samadhi means later going and actualizing what you learnt. What is Samadhi? Samadhi means answer. Samadhi means uttaram. Samadhi means samadhanam. Chodyam, samadhanam. Karma is the chodyam, jijnasa. Samadhi is the answer. For that you have to, you cannot pay someone and get it done. Samadhanam has to happen in your own mind. So Brahma, Karma, Samadhina. That's why Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagavan. Karma is for Bhagavan. Samadhi is for Paramatma. And Brahma is for Brahman.
So this is like the dhyana vasthitita jagate. This is
Correct.
Jagate Namanya.
Veda is Sangha Padakramopanishade. That is Brahma. Vedadhyanam.
Yes.
Dhyana Vastitena Tadgatena Manasa. That is Mahahavihi.
Maha. There was another some words that had come like Vishnu Sahasranam, like Margo, Neya, Naya.
Naya.
That is also like he's the path, he's the one who's leading, he's the one who's being led,
The Nayaha means strategy.
the leader.
Yeah, one who has very strategical. Because you go very prepared to trap the. So he also is very smart. That is the meaning of Nayaha. Nayaha means very strategical. In Tamil they say, Nayama bese, meaning talk little strategically. Okay, so Mahahavihi. Mahahavihi means the process of doing the Manolaya in the source, which is Brahman, Mahavishnu. The next one is called as Mahakrituhu. Stavyaha. Okay, I misunderstood. Okay, he's saying there were 4 names we dealt with so far. What were the 4 names? Mahakrituhu, Mahayajnaha, Mahayajva, Mahahavihi. So all along, Shankara had used Karmadhare Samasa. What is Karmadhare Samasa? The attribute and the person to whom it is attributed, meaning Visheshana and Visheshya, meaning the qualifier and the qualified. That is Karmadharya. But Shankara now says, we can also do Bahurihi. Mahakridrityado Bahurihirva. What will be the difference then? When you say Mahayajva, the great sacrificer. When you say the great sacrificer, the greatness qualifies the sacrificer. The sacrificer also qualifies the sacrificer. But if you say it as Bahurihi, in whom great sacrifices are done. So he becomes the locus of the sacrifice. So he is not sacrificer anymore. It is in whom sacrifices is happening. In other words, when you say Mahayajnaha, that word Mahayajnaha denotes Vishnu. In the earlier instance, when you take the qualifier and qualify it as the same. But if you say it is Bahurihi, then it will mean that wherein the great sacrifices happen. So no longer he is the sacrificer, in whom the sacrifices happen. So the talk is all about sacrifice now. The talk is all about the karma itself. There is a difference. Earlier the pradhanya was for Vishnu. Now the pradhanya is for the ritual. Yeah. It's like a technical commentary Shankara gives. Mahakridrityadeyaha Bahurihi. Bahuri means name of the compound. The next one is Stavyaha. Stavyaha means Sarvaihi Stuyate. He is the object of Stotram. Everybody sings about him. Asavana Kasyajit Stota. He does not write songs on anybody. Everybody writes song on him. It's like Rajesh Khanna. Everybody writes about him. He does not write about anyone. Sarvaihi Stuyate Na Kasyajit Ayam Stota. He is not the praiser because he does not find anyone other than him. When will there be stota? You will say that Shada, Dara, Panke, Ruhat, all that you say when you think that Subramanya is different from you. But if the entire creation is yourself, then you don't feel like extolling somebody. In other words, he does not see anyone equal to him or above him. Hence, he is not a stota, he is always a stavya. Sarvaihi stuyate na stota kasyajit iti stavyaha. Stavyaha is like pujya. Pujya means one who is worshipped. So stavyaha is one who is praised, one who is sung by everyone. Why he is stavya? Why is that people do stotra to him? Because Stavapriyaha, he likes the sound of his names. So when you say Vishwam, Vishnur, Vashatkaraha, he likes it. He wants to hear that stotram again and again. That is why Stavapriyaha. And how do you do this Stavanam? Stotram. Stotram means a verse of praise. What is Stotram? A verse of... That also is Vishnu. And what happens in that verse? It is not any verse. Guna Sankirtanatmakam. You have to talk about his qualities. Yani, Namani, Gaunani. You have to tell his gunas. All his gunas has to be brought out. What are his gunas? His steps are very long. You cannot do it. That kind of gunas. Gunasankirtanatmakam tad Harireva. That Hari himself is Stotram. That Stotram is also not different from Hari. Stavyaha, Stavapriyaha, Stotram. And then Stutihi. Stutihi means the act of chanting the Stotram. Stotram is the verse, Janaganamana Adinayaka. That is Stotram of Maharaja of England. That is the Stotram. Stuti is the act of singing. Stuti is what? The act of singing. So this is verb. Earlier it was the noun, now it is the verb. So Stavapriyaha, Stotram, Stutihi. The act of singing. Stavana Kriya. That Kriya api Harireva. Even that action is also Hari. That is what I told in the beginning. You are not an actor. You are not a karta. Then how is this action happening? All that happening is only Hari. Whatever is going on is Hari. Stotram is Hari. Stuti is Hari. Stavyaha is Hari. Then what am I doing? You are just blessed. You are just blessed by Hari to be a witness of all this. All that is Hari. Then Stota api saeva. The person who is a reciter, he is called Stota. Why? Sarvatmakatvat. Every Atma belongs to him. It is all borrowed from him. They have been given lease, 85 years or whatever. After the lease period is over, Sarvatma takes over. Sarvatmakatvat. Because he is Sarvatma, that is the idea of a Bhakta. He does not exist. Then who exists? Bhagavan. That is the idea of Gopika Stris. They always think only about Krishna because all that exists is only Bhagavan. And then who am I? I don't know. I don't exist. All that exists is Bhagavan. That will be the consistent answer of the Bhakta. Sarvatmakatvat. Because there cannot be two things. There can only be Vishnu. Sarvam Vishnumayam. Since everything is him, he is Sarvatma, Stota also has to be him. This is what is called as Naishkarmyam. What is Naishkarmyam? Giving up your karma. Anyway, it is all bad. There is nothing good about it. So happily give it up. What is the difficulty? So how do you give it up? By recognizing. What do you recognize? That Vishnu is Sarvatma. And you are no Atma. Or you are not a significant Atma, right? You are not anyway a significant Atma. 8 billion people to compete. So give it up. And that is reality too. That Hari is everything. Hari is Sarvatma. This Sarvatma Bhavana is called Bhakti. What is Bhakti? Samatvamaradhanamachyutasya. That all this entire creation is Hari. Harireva Sarvam. This Bhavana. So this recognition is called Naishkarmya. Naishkarmya does not mean you go away from Solon and sit in Cleveland. Running away is not called. Running away from karma is not Naishkarmyam. Naishkarmyam is doing the karma and recognizing the karma is Hari, the karta is Hari, the kriya is Hari. All that is Hari. This recognition is called as Naishkarmyam. Kutaha sarvatmatvat. Since he is the entire, Atma means essence. Since he is the essence. Hence he is also Stota. The last one is Ranapriyaha. Ranapriyaha means one who likes a fight.
How did that name come in the middle of all this?
It means how that came because what does he carry in his hand? Mahayudha Panjayudhani. You know Panjayudham. Panjayudha Stotram. Do you know the Panjayudha Stotram? Vanamali, Gadi, Shangi, Shankhi, Chakri, Chanandaki. Shankam is an Ayudham. How is Shankam an Ayudham? You blow it Huh?
Start the war.
Yeah, you start the war. Also, they say that when the Panchajanya is blown, the fetus is destroyed.
Demon babies.
Demon babies. Garbha, Devari, Narinam, Vishiryante, Sahasradha. Immediately all that is broken. The fetus is broken. Tava, Nade, Patale. When he is doing it here in Kurukshetra, in Patala, these babies are eradicated. So there is no chance of them growing up and coming and fighting. So Pajajanya is also Ayudha. Shargam is Dhanu. So why does he have all this? Why do you have a revolver? Because you want to fight. Why are you a gunmonger? Because you want to shoot. The turkeys are being wasted. So he also is carrying all these ayudhas so that he can fight the bad. That's what he says. Santatam loka rakshartham. In order to protect. Protection of the world means maintaining dharma. Protection only means maintaining dharma. Yataha pancha mahayudhani dhatte satatam ataha saha ranapriyaha. Why he is called Ranapriya suddenly? Because it is a stotram. How do you do the stotram of Bhagavan? By describing him. And one of the description is, he is the Dharta of Panchayudhas. And these Panchayudhas are owned by him in order to protect the world. So he can also protect me. I will not have any problem from my in-laws. Or any possible problems are all removed by him, by his Ayudhas.
Which are the 5 items?
Gada, Shankha, Chakra,
Sharanga.
and the bow.
And then Vanamali.
Vanamala is like a
That's a god name.
yeah, mala.
It's a Nanda Khadak also written.
There is the
Khadak is the
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. See, Vanamala is also an Ayudha, but it is not a Mahayudha. So he uses it occasionally, once in a while. But the revolver is always there. That is his Khadgam. He always takes it out. That is why it is Mahayudha. So he has got 5 Mahayudas and then little bit additional. Only 5 are considered Maha. Pancha Mahayudhani Datte. Satatam, always. You can never find a Vishnu without a chakra and shankha. You always will have the chakra ready. What did they say about chakram? Manomayatmakam chakram. The mind. So his mind is always alert. Consciousness can operate only in the mind. That is why we are different from buffaloes. The buffalo does not have a mind. It has a very crude mind. It's not sattvic. That's what it's meant. Even the buffalo can understand a stick. It can understand grass. You show the grass, it will come. If you show the stick, it will run away. But that mind is not enough. That is why it is called Sudarshanam. What is the chakram called? It has to have the capability of understanding. Not simply looking, but knowing. So he always has this Ayudhas ready. Each time he talks about this Ayudhas, Shankara, he talks about Manaha, Buddhi, that's how he interprets. But ultimately that is what is going to protect you. It is not really the physical Ayudha which are protecting. It is the ideas. It is the resolved Buddhi. That is called Gada. That is what is going to protect you. Because anyway he won't act, right? The only action he is going to do is Sankalpa. He is not really going to come and take the Gada hand. He will give you that. So, Priyaha Ranaha Yasya Yataha, because Pancha Mahayudani Dhatte Satatam Lokarakshanartham Ataha Ranapriyaha. When you are very childish, they will tell you the story. When you say that you are an adult, I am mature, I am emotionally okay, I am intelligent, then they will go to philosophy. So it is all up to the adhikari. What you want to grab from the Veda. Atah ranapriyah. Stavyastutis-tava priyastotram stutis-totaranapрiyah स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महिं महिषा गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्तिः